This is ABC 7 News at 6.
Severe weather swept across central Maine today, particularly Somerset County. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Beth Jones. There were tornado warnings and a report that a tornado may have touched down in the Madison area. We go live to our Callie Warren, who is in Madison right now. Callie, we understand you're experiencing some weather in this moment. What can you tell us?
We sure are, Beth. I'm here on the Russell Road in Madison, which is where we did hear some reports a little bit earlier of a tornado touching down in this area. As you can tell, probably evidenced by my hair or the raindrops behind me, we are seeing a little bit of rain in this area right now, but nothing too severe, which is, obviously a far cry from what the Maine Emergency Management Agency was reporting earlier. Now, they said that they put out a tornado warning for southern Somerset County that was around 3:30 p.m. And according to that MEMA announcement, there was a confirmed tornado right here in the Skowhegan and Norridge Walk area. Now, we heard, some unconfirmed reports that it might have been right here, right behind me on the Russell Road here in Madison. Locals were urged to take cover during that. Those warnings are no longer in effect. They expired around 4 p.m., but there's definitely, we're still getting some weather down here. We're still getting some rain. There's still some angry looking clouds here around me. So still a potential for more storms, more rain here in this area. We did also speak with somebody from the local sheriff's department who said that there were no calls to service as a result of the storms. So, that's a great thing. That means no one got hurt, but we did hear that there were some reports of trees being down, wires being down. So definitely still some destructive storm patterns in here. And, MEMA warning tonight that thunderstorms can turn into tornadoes pretty much at any time without real warning. So, urging folks to take caution, stay inside, take cover. And, if you do see anything turning into a tornado, your safest bet is to be in a lower level of your home, a basement, a crawl space, anything like that. So just proceed with caution out here tonight. And don't be like me, try to stay dry. Beth, back to you.
Callie, thank you so much for the update. Well, let's go right to a first check of our forecast now.
Thank you, Beth. Yes, the sun did come out for today, and that meant severe weather. And we saw a little bit of that just to the northwest of town, where you can see these cells here that passed by just right around 3:30 to 4 o'clock. Did produce a tornado out there, even though it doesn't look like much on radar. The exact area that was just to the south of Skowhegan and also near Sandy River as well, just to the north of Norridge Walk. That is the area of where that tornado touched down briefly, but has since lifted, and we have not seen much action since then. But there have still been some severe thunderstorm warnings out there for today. Highs did reach the mid-70s here in Bangor. Some of us near 80. We saw Lewiston at 81 for today, and even some upper 70s all the way into the northern tier of the state. 78 in Clayton Lake, 79 in Millinocket, same for Presque Isle as well, where some of those severe thunderstorms have also been moving through. But for tonight, it looks like after 9 p.m., most of the action is done, and we got a pretty dry week as we go throughout the rest of these next few days. Maybe a rogue shower up north for tomorrow, but otherwise plenty of sunshine across the state going into your Thursday afternoon. So out there for tonight, we'll see decreasing clouds, and temperatures are going to cool off with that front passing through. We're looking at lows back in the low 50s for tonight. Beth?
Thank you, Chase. In other news tonight, an Eddington man who authorities say had been involved in multiple police standoffs has now been convicted in federal court of posting threatening messages online, including a threat to kill former Vice President Kamala Harris. Thaddeus Wind was found guilty on July 21st of 3 counts of transmitting interstate threatening communications and 1 count of threatening Vice President Harris, following a 2-day jury trial in U.S. District Court in Bangor. According to the Department of Justice, Wind made posts on X, formerly known as Twitter, threatening to kill Jewish people, Vice President Harris, Maine law enforcement officers, and Elon Musk. When the FBI identified him as the author of the posts, they searched his home and found multiple swords. The investigation found that Wind, quote, held strong animosity towards the individuals and groups he threatened. Each count carries a maximum of 5 years in prison, a fine of up to $250,000, and 3 years of supervised release. He'll be sentenced at a later date. Meanwhile, an arson investigation is underway in a small Washington County town after a church was intentionally set on fire. Our Doug Banks has the details.
An arson investigation is underway in the town of Dennisville after the Dennisville Edmonds Congregational Church was intentionally set on fire just before 8 a.m. Monday. An incident unimaginable to Roberta Seeley, who's attended the Washington County Church for over 40 years.
It's the only church in town. We just can't imagine this happening.
Authorities say the fire originated near the rear of the King Street Church, and the responding department's quick actions limited the damage to primarily the exterior of the building.
We were very lucky. Passerby saw the smoke and called 911, and our fire department came right away, and they called multiple agencies in case the whole church went up. They were very good and very quick at getting it out.
Authorities also reported no injuries, and no one was in the church at the time of the fire.
I think we can still use the church and the parish hall. So hopefully everybody will come together and help us get it back to normal.
Then on Tuesday, the Maine State Fire Marshal's office determined the fire at the Dennisville Church was intentionally set. The arson investigation remains ongoing, and authorities have released no further details as of Wednesday.
We just can't imagine this happening in this town because things like this don't happen around here. So let's hope they find out what happened to it.
Seeley says there will be an emergency meeting here at the church this coming Saturday to assess the situation and to discuss next steps. Those with information about the fire are asked to contact the State Fire Marshal's office by calling the number on your screen. In Dennisville, Doug Banks, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Well, the Waterville City Council has approved an ordinance that prohibits all city officials from working with ICE. The ban affects all city workers, including police officers, and was passed on Tuesday night in a 6-1 vote. The ordinance was originally introduced in May, but was tabled and amended in June to exclude Waterville police from that ban. However, following the deadly ICE shooting of Johann Sebastian Guerrero last week in Biddeford, Waterville residents debated the ordinance and its amendment. At a city council meeting, some Waterville residents argued police cooperation should be fully cut off, while others believe cooperation is necessary to reduce violence.
I trust the people that work for the city. I do not trust ICE. They are not part of our community. They aren't vetting their officers, and they mask themselves. ICE gave a man with a history of domestic violence a gun, and then that person murdered our neighbor, Johann Sebastian Guerrero in Biddeford.
The best way to move forward with immigration enforcement is for all law enforcement, state, local, and federal, to cooperate together to make sure that the job is done safely and that things like what happened in Biddeford don't happen.
Iconic bridge ribbon cutting ceremony. We're all very
5-2 against the amended ordinance and voted instead to pass the original ban, which does include police. Meanwhile, a bipartisan bill co-sponsored by Senator Susan Collins that is focused on maternal health advanced out of committee today. It's called the Rural Obstetrics Readiness Act. Senator Collins' office says the bill would help rural hospitals be better prepared to handle obstetrics emergencies by creating training programs to help non-specialists respond to emergencies like labor and delivery. It also calls for developing a pilot program for teleconsultation services so that a doctor at a rural facility helping an expecting or postpartum mother facing an emergency can quickly consult with maternal health care experts. The bill was introduced by Senator Collins as well as Democratic Senator Maggie Hassan of New Hampshire, Republican Senator Katie Britt of Alabama, and Democratic Senator Tina Smith of Minnesota. It now moves to the Senate floor for consideration by the full body. Well, with property owners scheduled to receive their initial property tax bill in the next couple of weeks, Bangor city officials are emphasizing that a number of tax relief or tax abatement opportunities are available. Various programs are offered by the state and the city. The state property tax deferral program covers annual property tax bills of Mainers 65 and older or are permanently disabled and cannot afford to pay them. The state also offers a property tax fairness credit program. That program provides eligible taxpayers a portion of the property tax or rent paid during the tax year on the main income individual tax return, whether they owe main income tax or not.
It's particularly important for taxpayers who might not otherwise have an obligation to file a tax return. Say if you don't have reportable income, if you're retired or for whatever reason, you should still file if you own property and pay property taxes so that you can get that refund.
Well, the City of Bangor also offers a real estate tax club program that gives taxpayers the option to make monthly payments as opposed to 2 lump sum payments. There are other programs that offer a partial exemption from property taxes. Maine law also allows a municipality to offer a hardship abatement for those struggling to pay their property taxes.
Property tax credits are a policy statement about the types of programs that we think it's important to support, but we don't achieve our policy objectives of supporting folks who are struggling if people don't know about and apply for the programs.
Well, to learn more or find out if you qualify for any of these programs, you can visit the City of Bangor's website. In other news, Pineland Farms has been a fixture of Maine's dairy industry for decades. Now the beloved dairy producer has been sold, but it is not leaving the area. The New Jersey-based producer Tropical Cheeses has purchased Pineland Farms Dairy Company. The announcement came earlier today on the City of Bangor's website. It says there are no immediate changes to existing customer, supplier, or operating relationships, and that the new owner expects to retain the existing team and even grow its Bangor workforce over time. Tropical Cheeses intends to continue current operations and invest over time to expand cheese production at the site. The Pineland Farms facility will become Tropical's second core cheese manufacturing location. Its headquarters and primary cheese plant is in Perth Amboy, New Jersey. Well, coming up on ABC 7 News at 6, we'll have more of your local news.
Whether you're hurt by a landscaping truck like this, a work van like this, or any commercial vehicle, we know how to get you the big money you may deserve.
Hurt by a commercial vehicle? Call the twos. We win for you.
Bob's Discount is about to go even further. The Massachusetts sales tax holiday is officially the weekend of August 8th and 9th, and it's already gimmicks galore out there. With Bob's Discount, you get untouchable values every day.
Oh, my Bob!
Your internet experience feels different, ultra reliable, lightning fast. With Fidium 100% fiber, everything you do online works exactly like it should.
Night, bud. Zach, go to bed.
So is cable internet still slowing you down? Enough already. Fiber up to Fidium. Get a 2 gig plan for only $65 a month at fidiumfiber.com.
Hi, I'm Barry, third-generation owner of Gas Horse Supply and Western Wear. For over 100 years, we have been a destination for Western saddlery and equine tack. But hold on, partner. We are a store with much more. We are fully stocked with Western apparel and, of course, Western boots for the entire family. For summer concerts, formal events, how about riding horses? Even safety toe work boots. All boots purchased receive a free coating of leather preservative. Cowboy up, Gas Horse Supply and Western Wear in Orono.
We can go into a room and have absolutely nothing in there, nothing on the windows, no color, no character, no tone to a room.
That's, I think, where we're strongest, is being able to help someone envision what's going to go in that window.
And we leave, it's totally transformed into something that the customer wants it to be. We've often been told we make a room look better just by leaving it.
Next Jeopardy!
I volunteered us to play the twins in the Shining Hotel scene.
Only one guest will check out as a winner.
Give us your best creepy The Shining twin look.
Only on ABC 7.
Maine's basketball's first family is bringing their game to the feud. Don't miss Cooper Flagg and his family on Celebrity Family Feud, Thursday at 8, only on ABC 7.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Welcome back. The Ellsworth Fire Department is going to be making a big splash with a brand new fireboat. The current fireboat is 25 years old and is no longer in usable condition. That's resulted in delayed responses to 3 water-related incidents due to waiting on mutual aid resources to arrive on scene. After bringing the problem to the Ellsworth City Council, they decided a new fireboat was a necessity.
I do believe that in total Hancock County is almost a third water when we look at all the lakes, rivers, and ponds and stuff. We've had missing paddle boarders. We've had fires on lakes. Historically, we've had seaplanes crash in Green Lake. So there is a need for this type of asset to be around.
Well, the new fireboat will be arriving in about 4 to 6 weeks. I'm sure that'll be a welcome addition for the city. Well, still to come on ABC 7 News at 6, we'll have sports and your full forecast. Stay with us.
Bikers are known for giving back, helping others in need, helping Mainers get back on their feet. At the law offices of Joe Bornstein, being Maine's motorcycle lawyers is something we wear proudly, fighting and winning for injured bikers since 1974. We know the Maine roads and the Maine laws. That's why injured bikers know to call Joe, because accidents happen to be our specialty. Born to ride? Keep Joe by your side. Maine's motorcycle lawyers.
Mow, dig, haul, trench. The reliable Kubota BX Series subcompact tractor is highly capable. A smooth hydrostatic transmission makes for easy operation and versatile attachments that help you handle the job. The Kubota BX Series, rated #1 in durability and owner experience. Talk to your Kubota dealer to schedule a demo.
Available at Doors Equipment, 1468 Outer Hammond Street, Bangor.
From the heart of Maine, where rugged beauty meets timeless craftsmanship, Richard Henderson & Sons Masonry, taming the outdoors through groundwork, retaining walls and seawalls, building custom fireplaces that become the centerpiece of your home, crafting granite steps and patios that invite you outdoors, designing hardscapes that turn yards into living spaces, built to last, crafted for life. Richard Henderson & Sons Masonry, quality in every stone.
Webb's RV Center has a 4-acre lot with over 75 previously owned campers all on sale, plus another 4 acres of new RVs and motorhomes. Webb's RV will take anything in trade. You can buy a camper anywhere, but be sure to buy your next camper at your local neighbor. A website can't service your RV, but Webb's RV will. And they have the biggest service department in the state of Maine to help you enjoy your RV or motorhome.
So come on down, neighbor. The coffee pot's on and the pencil is sharp.
Welcome back in, folks. In just a few short months, the college basketball season will get underway once again. And the Maine men's basketball team is already out getting their early work in. Our Max Sturm has a story.
It may only be July, but it's never too early to get a head start on the upcoming season.
I kind of missed it over the summer. Some people think that, it's good to have a break, and it is, but, I was ready to get back here and get to work.
We're excited to kind of try to build and lay a foundation here this summer that hopefully will set us up when the season starts.
For the Maine men's basketball team, there's a lot of work to get in between now and opening day in just 3 months.
So there's been a main focus, a main emphasis on being strong on defense, being a better communicator, and just bringing energy.
We always want to be really stout on the defensive side of the basketball. We actually in the summertime spend the majority of our time on offense. We will start to build some of our base principles defensively, but like right now, we're just working a lot on offense. We're early in it right now. As we said, we got a long ways to go, but yeah, I think that's off to a pretty good start.
The Black Bears have a new look this season. Many of the players on this year's roster are putting on the blue and black for the first time.
We got 8 new guys, so more than half of the team. You're trying to learn more about and get to know them and how they tick, how they work. And then try to blend them in with our returning guys.
Returners like Ace Flagg and Killian Gribben are making sure they do their part to integrate them into the Black Bear culture the best they can.
Just trying to treat them like family. That's something we're big on here. All our teammates, we're all brothers. So just try and get close, build that bond early so you can get that chemistry going.
My first year here, we had a great year, great leadership with Callentines, like Jaden Clayton, and I'm trying to incorporate what they've been kind of doing those 2 years, or the year that I was there, to basically add those skills and qualities.
Adding talented new faces to this group of hardworking veterans is what makes this Black Bears team excited for what's coming up this season.
I think everyone wants to compete. That's one of the big takeaways I've seen already.
We got a group that's really hardworking, really tough, a group that wants to be good both individually and collectively.
In Orono, Max Sturm, ABC 7 and Fox 22 Sports.
Thank you for that, Max. Don't forget Ace Flag on Family Feud tomorrow night on ABC. We head down to Boston now, where the Red Sox are playing 2 with a lot on the line. Win Game 1 and you tie the franchise record for longest winning streak. Win Game 2, you break the record that stood for 80 years. But you can't get to Game 2 without the first win, and the Sox understood that early. Bases juice for Durbin. He hits it into the drops one right into shallow center to score 2. We're going to stay in the first now. Just a few batters later, it's Duran. He ropes one into right field, which is going to score Contreras and Durbin. And Duran is going to leg it all the way to third for his third triple of the season. 4-0 Sox. 5-2 Sox now in the fourth. Sedan Rafaela at the plate. He launches a solo shot over the monster to give the Sox an insurance run. All the way to the 9th we go now. It's going to be Chapman looking to seal win number 15 in a row. He forces the grounder, and the Red Sox tie their all-time streak. They'll look to break it later tonight, and we'll have those highlights for you on Fox and ABC. But for now, that's all the time we have for sports. Here is your full 5-day forecast.
Thank you very much. Your evening weather is brought to you by Rogan's Memorials. Give the gift of comfort through thoughtful planning with locations in Bangor, Bucksport, and Lincoln. All right, speaking about weather, we had quite a crazy afternoon so far for today. The sun did come out after that morning round of showers and thunderstorms, and as I was talking about yesterday, that increased the instability across our viewing area, and we did see some severe weather with one tornado reported out there just to the west of Bangor. Let's take a closer look exactly where this was. This was issued right around 3:38 p.m. for today, right over Sandy River, just to the west of Norridgewock, and then this also tracked into the Skowhegan area. So that's when it lifted, and it wasn't on the ground for long, but there was a spotter confirmed tornado out there, and there was some much more severe weather with this as well, but it didn't last long. But yes, there was a tornado on the ground out there for today. So going throughout tonight, much of this severe weather is going to come to an end just after 9 to 10 o'clock for tonight. Looking at decreasing clouds, temperatures will cool off due to that, back in the low 50s, and heading into tomorrow, plenty of sunshine, and temperatures will rebound nicely. As we continue into your Friday, maybe a little bit more cloud cover, but otherwise, we're looking pretty good heading into your Friday as well, with warm temperatures still hanging around the Bangor area. So let's take a closer look at what we're looking at for today. Those highs did reach into the mid-70s here in Bangor, but a lot of us in the upper 70s further north. Millinocket, Presque Isle, Clayton Lake, all in those upper 70s, and some of us in the low 80s as well. Lewiston at 81 for today in the southwestern portion of the state. But that front's coming through for tonight, and it's really going to clear out a lot of stuff, bring some clear skies, and temperatures falling back down to the low 50s. Don't be surprised if a few of you are in the mid to upper 40s for tonight, but don't worry, we're going to rebound nicely, looking at mid to upper 70s across the Bangor area for tomorrow, but it will be cooler up north, where some of you can spend your day in the 60s for your afternoon highs. So the average high this time of year, right around 81 degrees. We're going to be below that for tomorrow, but back near and above for Friday into Saturday. We level out Sunday, and then throughout the rest of the week, Monday, Tuesday, and the Wednesday, looking at upper 70s and low 80s hanging across the state. So wind-wise, a lot of wind out there for today, but we are going to see that die down throughout the night. But on the backside of the system, more of a westerly wind for tomorrow, west-northwest at times, but it can reach gusts again near 25 miles per hour, especially across central portions into northern portions of the state. Winds here right around 15 to 20 miles per hour near your coastline into the Bangor area. And those winds again throughout tomorrow evening into tomorrow night. They're going to lighten up. Winds will be better for your Friday. So out there for tonight, those thunderstorms are coming to an end. We'll see partly cloudy skies throughout the rest of the night, with lows back in the low 50s, cooling off out there. But for tomorrow, we'll rebound nicely. Highs in the mid-70s. There can be some cloudy skies at times for tomorrow, but the sun will peak out. We'll see west winds gusting near 25 miles per hour. So taking a look at your extended forecast, we're looking at low 80s into Friday, mid 80s into Saturday with plenty of sunshine. Those temperatures kind of level out back near average Sunday and the Monday, hanging out in the low 80s. Beth?
Chase, thank you so much, and there is still more to come after the break.
Keep your boat safe, functional, and beautiful with a Shoremaster boat lift from Hammond Lumber Company. Your Hammond sales rep can help you choose the perfect lift for your boat. Shoremaster's exclusive Whisper winch offers the industry's smoothest and quietest operation. Add speed and convenience with a Shoremaster lift motor. And Shoremaster's modular Infinity design makes it easy to upgrade with accessories when you're ready. Take your boating experience to the next level with a Shoremaster boat lift from Hammond Lumber Company.
Invest in your nest with the County Federal Credit Union. Your home has grown in value, season after season. With the county's 1010 Home Equity Line of Credit, you can borrow up to your credit limit over 10 years with interest-only payments over those 10 years, 10-10. And then you can stop and smell the roses, soak up the sun, and invest in your nest. The 1010 Home Equity Line of Credit, the County Federal Credit Union, countyfcu.org.
Roto-Rooter has served the greater Bangor area and beyond for 35 years, offering plumbing, hydrojetting, snaking, descaling, video inspection, and grease interceptor cleaning services. For all your residential and commercial clogs, call Roto-Rooter today, 990-1234.
And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
Be back in a bit. Try not to burn the house down.
It's a good thing we got AAA.
Even if the sky is falling, AAA Home and Auto Insurance has you covered. AAA, we're always with you.
Hank's Husqvarna is your trusted full-line Husqvarna dealer, offering you everything you need for your outdoor projects. From high-performance lawn tractors and zero-turn mowers to chainsaws, trimmers, battery-powered and powerful snow blowers, we have just what you need. Every piece of equipment is fully set up, serviced, and ready for use by our certified Husqvarna technician. And all sales are backed by our in-house Husqvarna warranty. For parts, service, or new equipment sales, make your way to Hank's Husqvarna in Carmel or Newport.
A food truck that's become a staple in Penobscot County has expanded its business and achieved a long-term goal. Our Sam Miller has the scoop.
The owners of No Bones Grill drove their food truck for 3 years searching for business. They came to a stop on Main Street in Old Town, where they reached their goal of opening their own restaurant.
We felt it was a good time to open a restaurant and give the customers a little more options year-round instead of just during the food truck season.
No Bones Grill held a grand opening for their new brick-and-mortar location on Monday and seek to add to their customer base by maintaining their consistent standards. Through 3 years of catering events in Penobscot County, the business gained popularity, and owners Daniel and Christine Terrell decided it was time for an expansion. Daniel says they knew what kind of vision they had for their restaurant, and Old Town was the perfect location.
It's a wonderful opportunity to showcase the community and everyone around, the college coming back, to show them what we have and offer up our fresh food.
Their menu features classic items from their food truck, as well as some new additions, ranging from cold sandwiches and mac and cheese to signature choices such as their boneless wings and smash burgers. Jackson Terrell works in the restaurant with his mom and dad. He says feedback from the community has been positive and is optimistic about what the future holds.
The reception here has been really great so far. There's been people that have come back multiple times, and I'm already memorizing faces, and some people look really happy to come in here and eat.
The restaurant is open Monday through Thursday from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., and the food truck will be open throughout the rest of the summer, Friday through Sunday. In Old Town, Sam Miller, ABC 7, and Fox 22 News.
Looks delicious. Well, that is going to do it for us, folks. From everyone here at ABC 7 News, take care and have a great rest of your night. And for more, you can join us over on Fox 22 News tonight at 6:30.
thousands of flights back on track after severe storms as Tropical Storm Bertha marches.
Report that a tornado may have touched down in the Madison area. We go live to our Callie Warren, who is in Madison right now. Callie, what can you tell us there?
Well, Beth, I'm here on the Russell Road in Madison, which, like you said, is where we've heard some reports of a tornado touching down. Earlier this afternoon, the Maine Emergency Management Agency, also known as MEMA, put out a tornado warning for southern Somerset County. That was earlier around 3:30 p.m. And according to that MEMA announcement, there was a confirmed tornado in the Skowhegan and Norridgewock areas. Locals were urged to take cover. Those warnings are no longer in effect. They expired around 4 p.m., but we still got some showers here. They just